Namaste friends, my name is Ritika and today I'm excited to present you a series on philosophy lectures. Friends, today we are focusing on the 7th Yoga Sutra of Patanjali. Chapter number 1, Samadhipada. Sutra number 8, that is Pratyaksha Anumana Agama Pramanani. Patanjali's teaching help us to understand how our thoughts get in the way of our happiness. They also show that the process of disidentification with our thoughts aided by yoga practice is the path to end suffering. The word sutra literally means thread. A garland has a thread, but you never wear the garland for its thread. So, what kind of flower, beads, pearls, or diamond you add to it depends on the skill of the person who is putting it together. Patanjali's Yoga Sutra are not to be read like a book. Take one sutra and make it a reality in your life. If one sutra becomes a living reality for you, you do not have to necessarily read the other sutras. Decoding the 7th Patanjali Yoga Sutra, that is Pratyaksha Anumana Agama Pramanani. Right knowledge is based on direct perception, inference, or testimony. The internal organs being affected by an external object through the organs of senses. There arises the functions. This function constitutes the right belief about something is called perception. When perception do not contradict each other, we call it proof. I hear something and if it contradicts something already perceived, I begin to fight it out and do not believe it. There are also three kinds of proof. First, Pratyaksha Pramana. Second, Anumana Pramana. Third, Agama Pramana. Now first, let us learn about the first kind of proof, that is Pratyaksha Pramana. The word Pratyaksha means before the eyes, in front of the eyes. Whatever we see and feel is proof if there has been nothing to delude the senses. I see the world, that is sufficient proof that it exists. It is the fact obtained by direct perception. For example, you know the fact that the sun rises in the east. It is the fact that you are the witness of. Secondly, Anumana Pramana, that is inference. It is described as reaching a new conclusion and truth from one or more observations and previous truths by applying reason. For example, observing smoke and inferring fire. Some facts cannot be observed directly and can only be assumed through reasoning. For example, you come outside early in the morning and find that it rained overnight. You have not seen that it was raining. You have not directly observed, yet you infer that it rained. In all except one Hindu philosophy says that it is a valid and useful means to knowledge. Patanjali says inference is the second source of right knowledge. Right logic, right doubting, the right argument can give you something which can help towards real knowledge that he calls inference, that is Anumana. Directly, you have non seen, but everything proves it. It must be so. Thirdly, the most beautiful, Agama Pramana, means testimony. Scriptures give you some facts which you are not aware of, either by direct perception or by logical reasoning. Patanjali says there are things which you do not know. There are things which your logic cannot infer. You have to take on trust. For example, scriptures speak about Atman, Brahman, reincarnation, etc. You do not yet observe them directly or perceive them by logical reasoning. Still, they are the facts through Agama Pramana. But there are few things you cannot infer even and you have not known. But you are not the first on this earth. You are not the first seeker. Millions have been seeking for millions of ages, and not only on this planet but on other planets also. The search is eternal and many have arrived. They have reached the goal. They have entered the temple. Their words are also a source of right knowledge. Agama means the words of those who have known. For example, Buddha, Jesus, etc. In the days of Patanjali, scriptures are the only testimony available. Presently, it can be taken as testimony by authoritative persons. The yogi, the pure one, has gone beyond all this. Before his mind, the past, the present, and the future are alike one book for him to read. He does not require to go through all the tedious process, and his words are proofs because he sees knowledge in himself. He is the omniscient one. These, for instance, are the author of the sacred scriptures. Therefore, the scriptures are proof, and if any such person are living now, their words will be proof. Other philosophers go into long discussion about this apta. Apta means the person who's worthy to trust. And they say, what is the proof that this is the truth? The proof is because they saw it. Because whatever I see is proof. And whatever you see is proof. If it does not contradict any past knowledge. There is knowledge beyond the senses, and whatever it does not contradict reason and past human experiences, the knowledge is proof. Just for an example, any madman may come into this hall and say that he sees angel around him. That would not be a proof. If the first place, it must be through knowledge, and secondly, it must not contradict knowledge of the past, and thirdly, it must depend upon the character of the man. I hear it said that the character of the man is not of so much importance as what he may say. We must first hear what he says. This may be true in other things. A man may be wicked and yet make an astronomical discovery. But in religion, it is different because no impure man will ever have the power to reach the truths of the religion. Therefore, we have first of all to see that the man who declares himself to be an apta is a perfectly unselfish and holy person. Secondly, that he has reached beyond the senses. And thirdly, that what he says does not contradict the past knowledge of humanity. Any new discovery of truth does not contradict the past truth but fits into it. And fourthly, that truth must have a possibility of verification. If a man says, I have seen a vision, and tells me that I have no right to see it, should I believe him or not? Everyone must have the power to see it for himself. No one who sells his knowledge is an apta. All these conditions must be fulfilled. You must first see that the man is pure and that he has no selfish motive, that he has no thirst for gain or fame. Secondly, he must show that he is superconscious. Thirdly, he must have given us something that we cannot get from our senses and which is for benefit of the world. And we must see that it does not contradict other truths. If it contradicts other scientific truth, reject it at once. Fourthly, the man should never be singular. He should only represent what all men can attain. The three sorts of proof are then direct sense perception, inference, and the words of an apta. In this Yoga Sutra 7, chapter Samadhipada, Patanjali is discussing the first of the 5 modifications of the mind, the right knowledge. He says that what we call the right knowledge can be acquired by 3 valid means, pramanani only. Knowledge itself is a modification or something that is not permanent. Knowledge of what is real, right, as we believe, it keeps changing under the kind of influence, that is klishta or aklishta, the mind is in. The kind of influence the mind is at a particular moment is again decided by the karma. The same object can have different realities under different influence of the mind. So, let's just connect ourselves with the real and right knowledge by understanding and adapting the words of Maharshi Patanjali. So let's get prepared for the next video with the 8th sutra, that is Viparyaya Mithya Jnanam Atada Rupa Pratishtham. Friends, I really hope that you enjoyed it. Thank you for watching. Take care. Keep smiling. Namaste.